Talk about LSU.
You know, the tapes that I'm watching, and you know, they won 2 league games. They're ahead of us in the schedule. We're in the standings, and Trent's done a good job. You know, they run good stuff. Their guards are playing well. They got some size, and we got a challenge. They played us all man last year. The first 2 games they played all zone, so I don't know if they'll play us man or zone. You know, I really don't have an idea, but you know, they're good. They're good.
John, I know it hasn't been going on a long time, but are you seeing some improvements in the guys that you're working with extra, at least in practice?
It's
maybe
too
not so
early.
much in games?
It's too early yet, and got to spend a little more time than I am. I've had, you know, I'm hitting you guys every time before practice, it seems, for some reason, but I need to spend more time with these guys. But they're, you know, slowly but surely, and we've just got to stay on it. I mean, stuff doesn't change. If it takes you 2 years of habits to go down the road, within a week it's not changing. But when you start down that road in a month, you know, it's like Eloy. Eloy reverted in the last game to his habits of catching the ball and then stepping, and it gets blocked. And we're working on, as the ball's coming to you, step and catch it and get it in the ball court. It's just he's got a habit that's ingrained. He can't get a shot in the basket right now, because every time he catches, it'll be step back, you know, and we're working on it. But you know, we changed some free throws. Some guys are doing well, other guys aren't doing so well. So.
Are you more frustrated, disappointed, neither?
No, it's, you know, we just hope that one of these guys or 2 of them step up to help us. We're playing 6 guys right now. I'd like to be able to know that, you know, like I watched our tape last year. You have to understand, Ramon shot 12% from the three-point line, couldn't make a free throw. But I could leave him in the game because he would defend and rebound. Could not make a shot or a free throw. But he would go in and defend and rebound a little bit. Perry Stevenson, yeah, he'd finish a little bit, but he would defend and rebound and try. Most games, not every game. But we could go to him, and we weren't going to drop off the face of the earth. Right now, there's that drop, and we gotta close that gap between those 6 and those other 3 guys.
Is that tough for guys that in high school were scorers, and I would think of themselves as scorers?
Well, every player does. They all think of themselves as point guards and scorers. So I have 11 point guards on this team that I've screwed up and put in different positions. And if someone else shoots the ball, I should be shooting. We had guys fighting for a ball to get a shot off last game. And, you know, the issue for us right now is the commitment to winning. Commit to winning. It's not if you score or how much you're playing. We're committed to winning. There's 5 minutes in a close game. What do we have to do to win? We have to execute on both ends, play a little bit tougher, play guys before they catch the ball, and we're bouncing and talking and scrambling to win. We're not there right now. And especially if someone's played a good game, he's truly not there. So we've got a ways to go. We're just going to keep talking about it, showing it on tape, and keep demanding it. But Coach, it takes time.
John Hood said he's avoided the treadmill so far. Does that just speak volumes to how hard he's working with you?
He's trying. He's trying. He's got a, one of them, he got a little bit of buzzard luck. Everybody shoots a ball and it makes it. So he walks in the game, they take one dribble, shoot it right on him, and it goes in every single time. And it could be a guy that hadn't made a shot. He's just got buzzard luck sometimes. But, you know, he's trying, but he's still, and it's hard to get in there and unleash yourself when you're afraid of making a mistake. But my thing is, defensively, if you're alert and play people before they catch it, and the shot goes up, block out, and rebound, it's an effort mistake. If you're making effort mistakes, you don't deserve to be on the floor. But it's, you know, we got to get these guys more comfortable. The guys are trying to get them shots. You see it. You know, Stacy had a layup, but he was going to show this roundhouse dunk, so he fumbled the ball. Why wouldn't you just catch it and get, because you don't understand my game. I do, that's why I'm not playing you much. I mean, you got to make easy plays. I mean, you just, you know, why would you try that? I mean, it's, you know, and they're not bad kids. It just, this is, you know, when you're dealing with all young players, this is what you deal with. And so it's, you know, I told them I haven't enjoyed the last 2 games coaching either game. You know, I watched myself, we played awful down at LSU last year. But we tried. John, the two guards, John Wall and Eric, were awful in that game. I don't know if you remember. They were awful. And DeAndre went in and made a couple shots, did some good things, but we didn't. We overpowered them inside, but they played good defense against us. They got the ball where they wanted. They missed some open shots, but.
Coach Fox, John, has sort of echoed Coach Pitino in saying he thinks you guys are harder to guard this year. Not necessarily better, that's a different thing, but harder to guard. What do you think of that?
Well, they held us to 30-some%. Maybe he's talking about his coaching. I don't know. I mean,
just because of the outside shooting and
but let me say this: if you don't have post presence, your team's a fraud. If you can't throw it to the post and make someone double team or score the ball. Against Georgia, one guy was 2 for 11, the other guy wanted to shoot threes, and we couldn't get a ball in the basket next to the basket. Well, then you're relying on all jump shots and drives, so you can't play a game that way. So that's why we're trying to create some post presence where they either have to double team or we're going to score some in the post. And so in some ways, yeah, we're harder. But let me just ask you, they all thought it was easy guarding DeMarcus and Patrick? What they did is grab, hold, push, shove. That's how you guarded them. Now you got to go out on the floor and guard a little bit. But I'm going to just tell you, DeMarcus Cousins and Patrick were the reason we won down at LSU last year. Neither one of those two are here.
With
None
Jones,
of the other guys are here either.
with Jones, are you going to bring him off the bench again? Or
Possibly.
Possibly.
what's your thinking? What are you weighing? What options? What
I like how we
thoughts?
started last game. There was energy. See, it only takes one guy to zap your energy of your practice and of your game. So if you have two guys that are standing around, that's when you're behind every basket, every shot, every drive, every rebound. And there have been times we've been that way too, but I like the way we started the game. I mean, it wasn't we made shots, there was an energy to what we were trying to do. So if that's the lineup that gives us a good start, then we start that way. I mean, who cares? I mean, the kid scored the ball and rebounded the ball. Probably played as many minutes as he would play if he was starting, so.
John, when you saw Eloy before he got here, when you were recruiting him, did you know that aggressiveness was something you were going to have to work with him on, or is he at this level, he just hasn't adapted yet to being aggressive at this level?
Well, the guys he played against were smaller, and so he could just reach and stand straight up and down and still get baskets in and all that stuff and step and go across. But now you do all that, you don't get it to the rim. You start shooting air balls. And so he's got habits that he's got to break. He's capable. Defensively, I don't think he's that bad. He doesn't come up with enough rebounds, but he's where he's supposed to be. He plays the pick and roll probably better than Josh plays the pick and roll. He fights the post but he gets to where he likes to stand straight. It's easier. Darius does the same thing. We're going to show the tape. He got beat 3 times in that game, just straight line, and he was standing like this, straight-legged. Well, and then grabbed and fouled, which is what he does. So why wouldn't you stay down? It's hard. I'd rather stand here because it's easier. I mean, it's the same thing. They all have habits you got to create, others you got to eliminate, and that's what we're trying to do with this team.
What's the biggest improvement you want to see from the last game to Saturday?
Just play better. Just play better. More consistent effort. Same things that happen that guys come out with a sense of urgency and not being content with how they're playing. We have a lot of guys content with how they're playing, and that just sets you up for failure. Be more committed.
John, you guys beat Auburn, which beat Florida State, which just beat Duke. What's your take on that?
I've been saying it for a long time. I think there's a few teams that are above 30 of us. When I say a few, a small handful. And when I say above us, they're 4 to 6 points. It's not like it's been in the past where 3 or 4 teams were 20 points better than everybody, and then there was another gap and then another. This thing is like, there's a few teams here. I mean, Tennessee beats the Pitt like a drum. I mean, so you just, how do you say? And then it's matchups. But I think there's a grouping that we're not in, and then there's another grouping that we're in, and if we're more committed, we'll be fine. If we're not more committed, we'll be in that next level wave down, because at every one of these 30 schools, they're all 5 points from another, you know, and there's, I'm guessing 30 of us in that bunch.
Cal, do your kids get where your grouping is, and then if they do what you're asking, they'll get to that next level or no?
I don't know. I mean, when you're not worried about committing to winning, that never enters your mind. What are they saying about me? Where am I on that list? How many minutes did I play? Did I get my shots? You know, and they're not bad kids. It's just, think about it. 6 months ago, what were these kids doing?
Cheeseburgers and AAU.
Yeah, and they had 3 games in one day. And if they played bad, they really didn't care. They were getting something to eat, and they're going to try to jack up balls to the next game. So we're slowly but surely, and I'm not one that shies away from letting them know and seeing it on the tape. And so we'll hopefully make some strides as we go forward.
Shot, you?
Yeah.
Coach,